afternoon and welcome aboard. I am Jack Reedwood, Interim General Manager and Chief Executive Officer for WMATA, and I want to thank you for joining us today for the launch of the first 7000 series train on Metro. The design, the construction, and safety testing of the new rail car has been ongoing for years, but today I'd like to set a mark for the new beginning. These cars are a fresh start for our riders, and for the coming years, hundreds of new 7000 series rail cars will replace the oldest 40-year-old cars in our fleet. These trains will change the customer experience on Metro Rail. Tomorrow morning, Metro riders will step aboard the safest, most technologically advanced train in the history of Metro. They will find cars unlike anything else that they have seen on the system before. From the technology, which they can't see, which will improve car safety, to the more visible stainless steel bodies and the non-slip flooring, and digital signage and public address systems, it's clear this is a new generation for Metro travel that will provide safer and better service to our customers. The 7000 series rail cars were created with the input from the Metro customers, and I want to thank our employees for making this, putting this train together and getting it here for us today. As a result, we have a new level of safety, technology, and onboard amenities for our riders, as well as a high-functioning, intuitive design that will benefit train operators and mechanics. I'm proud to be here today with all of you to introduce this first 7000 series train to our riders, and I'm proud of the advancements in safety and reliability that it brings to our region. Now I'd like to introduce the people whose leadership and support for investment in Metro and this region made this day possible. Our speakers today will include U.S. Deputy of Transportation, U.S. Department of Transportation Deputy Secretary Victor Mendez, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, District of Columbia Mayor Muriel Bowser, Congressman Jerry Conley, Congressman Don Beyer, Congresswoman Barbara Comstock, Metropolitan Washington Airport Authority President and Chief Executive Officer Jack Potter, Japanese Embassy Deputy Chief of Mission Hiroyasu Izumi, and Kawasaki Railcar Chief Executive Officer Hiroji Iwatsuki, and our Metro Board Chairman, Mort Downey. And I'd like to recognize the other Metro Board members who are here with us today. Jack Evans, Tony Costa, Mayor Bill Ewell, Anthony Giancola, Mary Hines, Kathy Porter, and Michael Goldman. The introduction of our first 7000 series train is only possible after the perseverance and hard work by the leaders of these people today. You have championed the cause of safety, you have fought them to make transit funding a priority, and committed to strategic investments like this one that will make Metro safer and more reliable for our customers and our employees. Thank you all for being here. Deputy Mendez, please come forward.
Thank you. Well, thank you all very much. Good afternoon. What a fabulous day, right? Yeah. All right. Weather is perfect, and we're having a good day today. I do want to say thanks to all of you. Thank you to WMATA for organizing such a great event. I'm very honored to speak here on behalf of U.S. DOT Secretary Anthony Fox, and to be joined by Governor McAuliffe, Congressman Connolly and Beyer, Congresswoman Comstock, Mayor Bowser, representatives from WMATA, AMWA, Kawasaki, and of course the Embassy of Japan. I'm also joined by some of our folks at U.S. DOT. I'm joined by Therese McMillan, our Acting Administrator for the Federal Transportation Administration. Now today, approximately 750,000 people will ride the Metro. A lot of them, of course, are heading to work like a lot of us. Others were going to school or maybe to medical care. And for all of these riders, tomorrow will be a new day. Because when the first of 528 new rail cars enter service, that means that they will be starting to board on cars that are modern, not showing their age. Cars that are more comfortable and more reliable. And the new generation of rail cars, of course, are much more safer. And that's because Kawasaki and its workers in Lincoln, Nebraska, built them to higher crashworthiness and fire safety standards. In fact, this edition of Metrorail's fleet allows WMATA to retire all the cars that eventually, well, have been in service for about 40 years and eventually will be retired completely, and we're following up on some NTSB recommendations in relation to that. Transit, of course, is one of the safest ways to travel, but it's our responsibility to make it even safer whenever we can. And that's why we've been growing FTA's capacity to oversee the safety of our nation's transit system. But again, this is also why we invested more than $100 million to modernize Metrorail's fleet. Because one of the most fundamental ways we can keep transit riders and workers safe is by keeping up with repairs and replacing an aging system. But the reality is that our national backlog in maintenance and repairs for transit now costs more than our entire transportation budget nationwide. The administration has a plan to change this. It's a 6-year bill. It's pegged at $478 billion, and we call it the Grow America Act, that would increase transit funding alone by about 77%. And I'll make one last point. Our investment isn't just benefiting this region. Last year, Secretary Fox saw these rail cars being built in Lincoln, Nebraska, which has a population that's just 1/3 of the 750,000 people that actually will ride Metro today. So when we say Grow America Act, we believe that will allow us to grow across the entire country, not just in this region, and we really mean that. We have strong Buy America programs that are associated with our act as well. And when we invest in safer, more reliable transit, it's also an investment in American companies and in American workers and in our competitive advantage throughout the entire globe. So again, thank you all very much for being here. Fabulous day, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, Mr. Secretary. It's an honor to be here today. Let me say, first of all of you, welcome to Virginia. The greatest state in America. We thank you for being. If you are not a Virginian, you're here visiting, spend some money while you're here. We ask you to do that. I wanted to be here today for the great kickoff of these new cars. I cannot tell you how important this is for the Commonwealth of Virginia. If you look at the growth of Virginia, I am the governor of a Commonwealth of about 8.5 million people. Over the next 20 years, our population is expected to go over 10 million people. How do we move those folks around? And what we see here today with these great Metro cars, that's how we move folks around. Every single day in Northern Virginia, we have 211,000 trips on Metro, 65,000 trips on our Metro bus service. It is indispensable to our economy. I see many of you who were here with us when last August with Secretary Fox, when we broke ground and moved ahead with the Silver Line and began the construction all the way out past Dulles Airport, and they have a total of 6 new stops. We're going to open up Loudon. Who knows? We could have some big developments out in Loudon in the future. Just a joke. We'll see. But listen, it is economic growth. I can't thank everybody enough who has worked so hard on that. This is critical to growing the Virginia economy. We love the Metro system. Virginia, I want you to know, is all about investing in our Metro. Because when we grow our Metro, we grow our region, and people are able to move around. We're trying to ease congestion in Northern Virginia. We've added lanes. We're putting in 66. We're adding more rail service. We're doing more Metro, but we need to continue to do this. And I know a lot of people ask us all the time, what do we want in the next head of WMATA? Let me be very clear. Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. are working together. This is a regional system. We all invest in a regional system. And one region in one state versus another doesn't want something in the next head of WMATA. We all want the same thing. We want a dynamic leader who will protect our taxpayer dollars, who understands how to run a rail system, which is very important because this is a very complex system, but we want a dynamic leader that will take us to the future, that will help with economic growth, and that's what we want in Virginia. And I can tell you, we're going to keep investing in Metro, because an investment in Metro is an investment in economic growth for our families. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Congressman Jerry Conley of Virginia, and I want to thank you. And my job is to try to put a little enthusiasm behind Governor Terry McAuliffe. The man does not pump Virginia enough. But we're delighted, Governor, to have you and your leadership and all of the other wonderful people who are here. What a great day. And it really shows you something, that we in this region built something out of nothing. And in a little over 40 years, we built the second most utilized transit system in America. And it is the single most important investment this region has made in itself since the founding of Washington, D.C. itself. And today is another step in that compact. By purchasing these cars and replacing the old, in many cases original cars, we are making a great leap forward in terms of safety and comfort for our riders. Very important, because in the 40-plus years since we created Metro, we're now completely dependent on it, especially the federal government. The biggest utilizer every day of Metro is the federal government and federal employees. In fact, when Metro can't function, the federal government can't function. And so the federal government has a vested interest in making sure this compact works as an integral partner of the compact. And so it's a great partnership today. It's funded with a $150 million matching fund every year for 10 years from the federal government, matched by the 3 jurisdictions, Washington, Maryland, and Virginia. And so it's a great day. It represents continued cooperation on behalf of all of the people who live in the greater metropolitan region. It's a great day, and I look forward to riding this first car today. Thank you so much, and please welcome my colleague, Congressman Don Beyer.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be a member of Congress, but as a longtime car dealer, I can tell you, I believe that people should always trade in and trade up often. And that's why I'm so excited to be here for the debut of the 7000 car. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go into all the details about the brushed steel and the digital displays and the flooring and seats. And I'm not going to tell you how long it takes to go from 0 to 60. But what I will tell you is that these cars are smarter, sleeker, safer, and far more energy efficient, which means better for the thousands of passengers who rely on the Metro system every day. And they're better for the environment, for the district, the Commonwealth, and the country. In business, we call that a win-win situation. I'm so grateful to the many people that made this win possible, including my predecessor, Jim Moran. A commitment to improving public transit is a commitment to our Northern Virginia families and to creating the smart, sustainable growth and economic stability that will drive the new American economy in this region. And that's a win-win. So let me introduce my friend, my partner, the Republican Congresswoman from Northern Virginia, Barbara Comstock.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful to be with you and to celebrate the opening here and to celebrate having safer and more technologically advanced cars here. So I just want to join my colleagues in the celebration today, let you know that this is a bipartisan celebration like my predecessor, just like Don Beyer, my predecessor. We're going to work together on this important issue. And of course, this success has many fathers and mothers. I'd like, having served on the Transportation Committee in the State House and now serving on Transportation in Congress, I did want to recognize my colleagues on the Northern Virginia Transportation Commission who are here today, who I know have done a lot of work on Metro for years, and I appreciate their leadership here. My colleague Ken Plum, who's here, who's always been a cheerleader for Metro. So I thank all those folks for being here, and now I want to turn it over to Jack Potter, and one of our leaders on Metro.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to all of our guests. I want to thank you for being here at Washington Reagan National Airport. This is the airport to open up and show a new car. Why? This is the #1 airport in the country when it comes to people getting to and leaving the airport on a rail car. So this is the place to be. This is what we want at Dulles with the Silver Line. We're excited about today. By the way, let me start all over. Welcome to Reagan Airport in Arlington, Virginia. That one was for the governor. Okay? But I really want to congratulate Kawasaki and WMATA today for this big event. When you think about the history here, Kawasaki had to overcome the tsunami, so congratulations to you on getting your operation back in order and delivering these cars. And WMATA, by the way, allowed us to open up the Silver Line by making cars available out of their current fleet. And it really was a big effort for them. So I want to thank both of them. And again, we're looking forward to Silver Line, Series 7000 cars here at Reagan, but more importantly, in years to come, we will see them out at Dulles Airport. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Hiroyasu Izumi, Deputy Chief of the Mission of Japanese Embassy. It is my honor to congratulate the successful introduction of Washington Metro's 7000 series rail cars on this beautiful day, just in time for cherry blossoms. The reason I was invited here today is that these cars were manufactured by one of Japan's most renowned rail car manufacturers, Kawasaki Rail Car. Japan is the railway capital of the world. Our railway system carries about 23 billion passengers annually. Over their long history, Japanese rail manufacturers have been tremendously successful. The secret is a simple one: a strong dedication to safety and reliability. As a diplomat working here in Washington, D.C., I am so pleased that we can finally share this with people living and working in the region. While usually only a popular topic discussed on Capitol Hill during debate to renew the highway trust fund, I am convinced that safe and efficient flow of traffic is key to continued growth in the U.S. and all over the world. These 7000 series rail cars will certainly help Washington achieve this goal. In addition, I would like to emphasize that these rail cars also help to create U.S. jobs. They are built by skilled American workers in Lincoln, Nebraska, and the majority of their components are made by Americans nationwide at Kawasaki's supply chains. We are proud to say that these were built for Americans by Americans. Therefore, I believe that our two-countries relationship will be strengthened even further by the introduction of the 7000 series rail cars. Let them to be a symbol of our enduring friendship. On this occasion, I would like to thank all the people who have helped make this project a reality. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the people, audience here, maybe remember that these cars arrived into the Washington, D.C. January last year. And since then, we have been testing 15 years, day and night. And finally, today has come. So we are so pleased to announce that we delivered a new 7000 series car to Washington, the capital of the United States. Washington, WMATA project team, Kawasaki, and our suppliers are so pleased to be here today. And I am really proud of what we have done for this project. Since the award of the contract in August 2010, WMATA and Kawasaki have established a great working relationship based on the mutual respect and trust. thanks to the dedication of Umata and the Kawasaki's team staff, we are delivering a result. As you know, 7,000 series subway cars are manufactured and assembled in our facility in Lincoln, Nebraska, and made in USA, and made by American people, and made for the American riders. And this project is a big showcase for Kawasaki also, because Washington D.C., all the world leader, business leader, political leader come from not only USA but also from the world. So this is going to be a big product to show a product in this area. So also we have these cars are designed using the latest technology, maximum safety, reliability, and enhance rider comfort. And in order to enhance the safety of cars, and the 7000 series we use stainless steel carbide, and the safety feature include enhanced crash worthiness and digital video surveillance systems. And also there will be no carpet inside of the car. So our train would be an integral part of Washington transportation infrastructure, and we are so happy to be a part of the world actions. Kawasaki assure you that we will continue to meet Umada's expectation and the people's expectation for safe and reliable cars. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm Mort Downey, Chairman of the Metro Board. You'll be happy to hear on the last speaker before we get a chance to go ride on these great cars. Now, on behalf of all of my members, fellow members of the board, it's a great day for us. It's a great day because it's a win for safety. These cars begin to fulfill the recommendations that we got from the National Transportation Safety Board that we needed safer cars, and their introduction this week concludes years of work to make Metro safer for our employees and for our passengers. Today we also remember those who lost their lives in the Fort Totten accident and those whose lives were forever changed. We're keeping our promise to those families to improve the safety of our system. We've worked to close out each and every recommendation that was made by the NTSB or by the Federal Transit Administration. We've developed industry-leading safety programs. We're dedicated and committed throughout the organization to safety. These new cars, as we've heard, have safety features never before seen, fire safety, crash worthiness, and the kinds of things that will make it better for our riders. They're a major part of our capital improvement program, investing $5 billion in critical rail infrastructure, in passenger facilities, in new bus improvements, and in safer, more reliable vehicles. These cars have, and you'll see it when you get on board, electronic station arrival signs, brighter lighting, roomier seats, and non-slip forage. They will make a real difference for our riders. Because they'll operate in permanently coupled units, they will improve reliability, they'll reduce the hassle of passenger offloads because of those infrequent or frequent malfunctions. And let me let you in on a secret. Today we have a limited time option to buy more of these cars at a bargain price. 528 are on their way, but we could make that another 220 at a price you won't believe how low it is. So much better than if we were ordering new cars today. If we can put new cars in the fleet, as taking Don Byer's advice, trade up, we can retire the oldest and least reliable cars, we can improve customer service, we can avoid the expense of repairs and rebuilding. That renewed fleet will support putting more cars into daily service, offering the opportunity for some modest capacity improvements, paving the way for future growth, as the governor says, as ridership follows regional development. We want to keep moving ahead with this system. I want to thank all of you for your support of Metro and of this project. Before we leave, I take a moment to recognize a few additional guests who are here today. Senator Barbara Mikulski was unable to be here today, but we have to mention her because truly this event would not be happening were it not for her constant effort to support the federal resources for this project and for Metro. I want to thank Acting FTA Administrator Therese McMillan for your help in getting the grants here that will make this project and the rest of our rebuilding a reality. I want to thank Mike Malanaphy, the head of the American Public Transportation Association, for his support for Metro and for transit through the country. I'm not sure if he's here, but we're hoping to see Congressman Adrian Smith. You might say, who is he? He is the congressman from Nebraska's 3rd District, where his constituents in Lincoln are building these great plants at the Kawasaki factory. I know Virginia Transportation Secretary Aubrey Lane and Deputy Secretary Nick Donahue are here. Thank you. I know Jennifer Mitchell, Director of the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation, is here. And thank you, Jennifer. Virginia State Senator Adam Evan. Virginia delegates Ken Plum, Michael Futrell, Patrick Hope, Kathleen Murphy, and Mark Sickles. Hope you're here. Loudoun County Supervisor Matt Letourneau. We look forward to getting that service out into Loudoun County. Prince George's County Councilwoman Karen Tolles. Remember, all these trains, when they leave Virginia, go to Maryland. They serve both directions. The MWA board, I don't know if Chairman Frank Connor is here, but I know Kate Hanley from the MWA board is here. Our good friend, ATO Local 689 President Jackie Jeter, thank you. And I know we have members here of Metro's Rider Advisory Council, but especially our Accessibility Advisory Committee. People who helped us design these cars. They were on from the beginning of the project to say, how do we make these cars useful for all our riders, accessible for all our community? We thank you for your help. Now I need to make a train announcement. This train is 8 cars long. Each car has 3 doors. As they say, please spread out along the platform to get on board. We want everybody to have the opportunity for a ride. Thank you all for joining us today. Now let's go take a ride.